how our credit builder account product works, how it could help you build credit, kind of how our sign-up process works, what you need to get started, as well as kind of what our in-app experience looks like, what our pricing and payment options are currently, and what's on the horizon kind of for both us and our customers. So before we launch into this, I just wanted to share a little bit of background about me. My name is Lauren Jackson, and I am the content marketing manager at Selflender. So basically, I create a lot of our educational content, including writing and editing our blog, creating a lot of the content on our social channels, as well as kind of participating in these types of presentations for our community. So just a few housekeeping notes before we get started. I will be taking questions at the end. So if anything comes up, feel free to just jot it down. You can ask me later. And we'll also be recording this, so we can also share that recording around later. I know Katie will be sharing that around. So don't worry if we go through anything too quickly, we will send this around afterwards. So let's start by talking about Selflender. So Selflender is a for-profit company, but we have a powerful social mission, which is to help people gain access to credit. So as one friend of mine says, you know, cash is king, but credit is power. And we really want to help people, particularly those who haven't ever been able to gain access to credit, really be able to get that power back and take it back. So our company was originally founded because our CEO, James, who is pictured here, made a big credit mistake. So for several months, he thought he had his credit card set up to pay automatically. And then a few months later, after he got several missed payments on his credit cards, he realized his mistake. The auto pay wasn't working, and as a result of all those missed payments, his credit score was ruined. So after this experience, James was really just determined to find a responsible way back to credit, to good credit, and he wanted to help other people do the same thing. But as he looked for solutions that were available out there, he realized just how few there were and how many other people were being denied access to quality credit and financial products. So while the idea of a credit builder loan, which is, you know, what we offer, was not new, James wanted to take this product, which was not very well known at the time, and which used to be only available at some credit unions and some locations, and he really wanted to make it available to anyone across the country who was looking for a responsible way to build credit. So he founded Selflender, which is the first company ever to make this credit building product available online or via mobile app in all 50 states, which really has helped provide access to a lot of people who were either underserved or who were overlooked by traditional financial services. So from this kind of tiny company, which was made of just a handful of engineers, we have grown in the last 4 years to almost 40 employees with well over 300,000 credit builder accounts created and counting. So I love this because, you know, our CEO's mistake kind of turned into this dream, which turned into this company, which has now helped transform thousands of lives. So for those of you who aren't familiar with a credit builder loan, it's really just a type of loan that helps people build credit while they essentially save money. So unlike traditional personal loans, you don't get the money up front. You don't get the money until after you've made your payments. And part of the reason behind this is because holding on to the money until the end of the loan helps reduce the risk that's involved for the financial institution. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, a credit builder loan in itself is not a new product, but the way that we've delivered it is new. So again, we are the first company to make it available online or via mobile app in all 50 states. And we've really only been able to do this through the power of technology. And that's where we partner with banks, because we provide the technology, but the banks are the ones who actually underwrite these credit builder loans. So in a nutshell, a credit builder account helps you build credit in kind of these two primary ways. So first, it helps you build payment history, which for those of you who are familiar with the 5 factors involved in your credit score that FICO has released, your payment history counts for 35% of your FICO credit score. It also helps you diversify the types of credit that are on your credit report, which counts for 10% of your FICO credit score. So again, how our credit builder account works, basically, you apply for this credit builder account. We do not perform any sort of hard inquiry. So there's no hard credit inquiry, and there's no credit score required. You do not have to have a credit history or a credit score to start with our credit builder account. From there, you pay off the account. So you choose the payment term and dollar amount that best fits your budget. And then each month you make your payment until the loan matures. And each month, you build that credit history because your monthly payments are reported to all 3 major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And then finally, you unlock your savings. So once you've paid off the account, the certificate of deposit, the CD, unlocks, and the money inside, minus the interest on the loan, is yours. So just a few important notes kind of about how this process works. So again, as I said, each month we report to all 3 of the major credit bureaus. As a for-profit company, we do charge interest, and we make our money from the administrative fee and the interest. However, our interest rates do not exceed 16%, which many of you, if you're involved in the financial industry, comparatively how low 16% interest is for people who have no credit history or who have bad credit. Another exciting kind of breakthrough, since we've really made a lot of improvements to our onboarding process and our app itself, we now approve the majority of applicants. So just keep in mind though, if you apply and then you are not able to verify your identity, you will not be able to complete sign up. So you do have to be able to verify that you are who you say you are. So another common question we get over here is kind of how does this show up on your credit report? So the credit builder account shows up on your report as a secured installment loan, and it can appear a couple ways. So it can show up either as under the name of one of our banking partners who underwrites your loan, or as self-lender. So, or some combination of the two. So how it shows up can really depend on our banking partner. But if you are ever concerned or you're ever working with a client who is concerned about how that will show up, you can always check your original loan documents. They'll be in the dashboard, you can access them. So that way you can double check to see how it will show up on your credit report for your loan. So now we're going to walk through the sign up process. You can sign up either online at selflender.com or via our mobile app, which you can get either in Google Play if you have an Android phone or from the iOS store. So I know we had a question coming in about ITIN numbers, so this is where we'll answer that. So here is what you need to get started. You do need to be at least 18 years old or older to get an account. You need to be a US citizen or a permanent resident. You have to have a social security number, so we do not accept ITINs at this time. And you either need a bank account or a debit card to make payments. So one more question that we get pretty commonly is, can I open more than one credit builder account at a time? And the answer right now is no. You can only have one credit builder account open in your name at any given time. And once you pay it off, close the account, whatever, you are welcome to open another one. But at any given time, you can only have one open. So moving on here, just again, I'll go into this in a little more detail in just a second, but here is kind of how our sign up process works from a very high level. So first of all, you just enter your social security number and your personal information, and then we verify your identity by answering security questions, which are based on your credit history. So, but keep that in mind. If you don't have a credit history, it's not a problem. There will be some additional steps that you're going to have to take to verify your identity instead. And to be fully transparent, we have a third-party vendor who helps us with identity verifications. But in some cases, you will need to submit your ID and kind of manually verifying your process, manually verify it depending on your situation. So here's just kind of a sneak peek into what our sign up flow looks like. So if you were to sign up for a self-lender account today, this is what it would look like. Now, keep in mind, we're constantly trying to make improvements to this. So it can change a little bit, it can change over time, and that's because we really try to take feedback from our customers and make this process a little smoother for them where we can. So you can see here, you put in your name, you tell us a little bit about yourself, give us your address, verify your identity. From there, you pick your credit builder account, you pick your monthly payment option, kind of what fits best for your budget. And then you have to kind of sign the disclosures that come with it. And keep in mind, you can see on this next slide here, there might be some additional disclosures for your state. That totally depends on the state involved and the state law. From there, you take a look at your application, make sure everything looks good to go, make sure all the numbers look like what you want to agree to, and then you complete the sign up process by choosing the payment method, which is again either a bank account or a debit card. And then from there, you add in your payment information. Again, you confirm that you are committing to this. And from there, you accept the loan, and then your credit builder account has been created. Now you can see on this last image on the right here, a little invitation to visit your dashboard. And that is what you will see when you're logged in, which, going to the next slide, you can see, you can see here that this is what your dashboard looks like. So again, this will update over time, but you can see it shows you, when your next payment is due, if you have your auto pay set up, helps track your credit score, so you can keep track of your progress. And then you can see on the far right here, you can look at all the details of your account, your account number, the bank that your account is held with, all that information. So it really serves as a reference point for you to come back to anytime. So to change tacks here a little bit, we are very serious about self-protection. We've got our little ninja cat here helping us out. And to be serious though, security is our #1 priority. So here's kind of a high level of how we encrypt your data, but basically, any vendor we work with goes through a strict onboarding process. All of our employees undergo criminal and financial background checks before they're hired. And we also hire experts to perform security scans and tests on our system. So we really do work hard to make sure that our customers and the data that we have is kept as secure as possible. And again, our credit builder account, so your credit builder account is FDIC insured through our banking partners. So these are our 3 banking partners right now. We have Atlantic Capital, Sunrise Banks, and Lead Bank. And then you can see here is our pricing and payment options. So again, we will be sending this around. This information is also available on the pricing page of our website. And again, this can change over time. You know, every once in a while we'll run a promotion, or we will adjust and update this as we get feedback from our customers about what works best for them. But I did want to point out something to notice here is you can see that as the monthly payment amount goes up, the interest rates and the APR will actually decrease, and you get more of your money back at the end. So I just wanted to point that out. And a few notes about our payments in general. So there is a one-time non-refundable administrative fee that you pay when you first sign up for the account. But with that in mind, your first month's payment is not due until the month after you sign up for the account. So you pay the non-refundable admin fee 1 month, and then the next month you would start with the regular monthly payment. We do offer auto pay, so you can link that bank account or debit card, set up your auto pay to really ensure that you make your payments on time each month. And another question we get asked really frequently from our customers or potential customers is whether or not paying more each month means they can build credit faster. And no, it does not necessarily mean you can build credit faster. So what we really recommend for people is that they pick a payment plan that works best for your budget. That way you can make sure you pay on time and in full each month, because again, you know, your payment history is 35% of your FICO credit score. It is the #1 factor that impacts your credit score. So, you know, make sure you pick a payment plan, pick that budget that best fits what you can actually pay each month. So some other exciting news that we have that we've, you know, teased a little bit, but we'll, you know, clear it up a little more now too, is that we are actually, in addition to our credit builder account, we are actually launching a new secured card coming up in the next month or so. So very exciting, lots going on here. And just to be clear though, unlike some other companies where you can just apply for the secured card right off the bat, the initial rollout of this card will only be available to current self-lender customers who have shown positive payment behavior on their credit builder account, have at least $100 in their account to serve as the security deposit, and they can't have any late fees or overdraft fees. So as we make improvements, as we take feedback from our customers, this could change, but basically we'll get the card with these parameters into our users' hands and then kind of improve and expand our offering from there based on their feedback. At this time though, our plan is to only offer access to this card to people who already have a credit builder account. And the why behind this is really because this is creating a tiered approach to building credit, which many of you who are financial counselors and coaches, I'm sure, are so familiar with this idea. But basically, you start by gaining access to a credit builder loan, to that installment line of credit. You use that to start building your payment history, which one more time counts for 35% of your FICO credit score. And then from there, with responsible use, you can kind of unlock and gain access to the secured credit card. So adding the secured credit card adds another type of credit to your credit mix, which we talked a little bit about earlier, accounts for about 10% of your FICO credit score. So the cool thing about this is, you know, it offers you a way to kind of move on to a new product, and your credit report now has both a revolving credit line and an installment credit line, and there's no need to come up with an additional security deposit since the funds from your credit builder account will act as that deposit. And all the while, as you're using these two products, if you use them responsibly, you're essentially building a savings account or an emergency fund that could be put towards some sort of future purchase or emergency or whatever the case may be. And you're doing all of this while you're building your credit. And what I love so much about this company and these products and everything is that the ultimate result of this approach is that people who may never have been able to gain access to traditional financial products, or who maybe have been denied access for whatever reason, they can now gain access. So people who have no existing credit history can now start to build one. And I just love that so much. You know, that's really what we offer here at Self Lender, is really just a chance. You know, we essentially offer a financial tool that, if used well, can help people transform their financial lives. And, you know, just like with any tool, though, I always say it's up to you how you use it. So you just make sure you use it well. And then where to go from here? You know, we've kind of cruised through this. I think we expected this to go a little longer, but where you can go to find more information, you are more than welcome to check out our blog, which has tons of information on credit and personal finance, written by, you know, finance experts, personal finance journalists, a lot of really, really great people. Or you can follow us on social, find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, so I hope you will continue to connect with us. And then I guess from here, we'll kind of go on and open it up to any questions.
Thank you, Lauren, so much. I don't think anybody will mind getting a few minutes of their day back. I always appreciate a concise presentation, and this definitely was thorough and concise. I have a couple questions that came through, and then a couple of my own, and I just want to say out to the crowd that's there, if you have a question, I would love for you to send it to me in the chat box, and I'll be able to relay those out. I believe this was answered in the presentation, but I do think it might be worth reiterating. We did have a question that came through inquiring about the time frame of the product and the impact on the score change.
Yeah, so a couple answers to that. So we offer two term lengths. So we offer a 24-month payment term, and we offer a 12-month payment term. And not all priced products are available in all of those. As of now, the only product we have available in the 24-month term is the $25 a month product, and all the others are 12-month terms.
Great.
And yeah, and then as far as points, you know, it's hard to say sometimes because everyone's credit situation is so different, and a lot of it depends on where they're starting from. So people who are brand new to credit, for instance, don't have a credit score prior to using this product, tend to see a lot higher increases in their score, you know, if they use the tool responsibly and make their payments on time and all of that. Whereas people who are coming with pre-existing kind of bad credit might not see as high of a score increase. You know, but we can't guarantee because so much is in the hands of the users. But we are working on getting a lot of the data that we have together, and we are hoping to get this verified by a third party so that we can really kind of take a better look at our data and see exactly, kind of on an average basis, exactly how much it's helping people.
Wonderful, thanks, Lauren. The other question that came through was, well, actually, this question's for me. Obviously, credit doesn't happen in a vacuum, as you just noted. There are other things on your report that can impact your score, or the product itself could go into a point of delinquency. Could you walk us a little bit through the delinquency end of the product?
Yeah, so last I heard, you do have to miss several months of payments before your account would be terminated. But we do our best to help people stay on track. You do have the option to set up auto pay. We send payment reminders. There's all sorts of options to try to help people stay on track. We have a grace period of 15 days after a payment due date before you get a late fee assessed. And we do not report a payment as late to the credit bureaus unless it's at least 30 days late. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. And then one follow-up to that is, I'm assuming that the funds are then held and never returned to the client, or could you talk a little bit about how the secured account works?
Yeah, so for example, if you've been making all your payments and then you miss a payment, you do have the option to get caught up on your payments. But another thing we tell people is, if you are at risk of not making your payments and you have an emergency come up or whatever the case is, give us a call and cancel your account if you need to, rather than let your account slide into delinquency, rather than get late fees or missed payment on your credit report. Give us a call and we can close out your account. And as long as you are up to date on your payments and you don't have late fees or anything like that, we'll close your account and the money that's already in there will be yours. So keep that in mind. And then, as far as any money that's already in the account, say you were to have a late fee and then close it, once the late fee has been paid out of that money, the remainder would be sent to you.
Great, wonderful. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Another question that just came in was, what model credit score are you guys using or reporting to?
Yeah, so the model credit score that we provide for people to kind of track their progress is the Vantage Score 3.0 model. So most of the free credit scores that you're going to see out there use Vantage Score. FICO is a little more exclusionary, I would say, in that sense. But yes, so right now, Vantage Score 3.0 is the model we use, and it really just helps us kind of keep costs as low as possible for our customers and provide a way for them to track access.
Great, and is that the model? Is that the model that's used on that you guys report on the dashboard as well?
Yes.
For the client to view? Okay.
So keep in mind, we report your payment activity to all 3 of the major credit bureaus. So your history with us is being incorporated into your FICO score as well. We just don't show you your FICO score in the dashboard. Does that make sense? We show you your Vantage score in the dashboard.
Perfect. Well, then I think one thing that I really love and in all 50 states, online as a fintech company. Could you tell us a little bit about how you've seen that impact accessibility for individuals in building credit?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think the biggest thing that comes to mind is you're not limited in signing up by 9 to 5 banking hours in a brick and mortar location. So if you want to be at home in your PJs and it's 7 p.m. and you want to open a credit builder account, you can do that. If you don't, you might be limited in some hours if you need to, verify your ID manually if you don't have an existing credit history, but it just kind of creates where you can access this type of tool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Especially, working outside of maybe traditional lenders, I think online access can be an incredible tool for most people in terms of convenience, and certainly just in terms of providing, the neighborhood bank through the bank redlining. So I really appreciate that.
Exactly. Well, and another thing to point out, as I mentioned kind of early on in this presentation, is that credit builder products are not available everywhere. They're not available at every credit union even, so it can be hard to find sometimes, which credit union to go to even get access to this type of product. So being able to just, I think, know where to go and get it online is really powerful as well.
Absolutely. Great. Well, I think that leads us to just our last question. And Self-Lender is excited to partner with nonprofits to offer, and I think I would love to hear from you about what you are looking for in a nonprofit partner and what value you see in partnering with nonprofits.
Yeah, so a couple things. First of all, I like to say the great part about being kind of a younger, fresh company, we've been around for 4 years, is that a lot of this gets to be defined now, and you guys get to help us define how we work together, So right now we're really open to ideas that you guys have to partner with each other. First of all, and a lot of conversations that I've had with different nonprofit organizations is what I love about you guys, nonprofits, is that you guys are really the boots on the ground. You are in these local communities interacting one-on-one with, with the people who are our customers, with the people who are having these issues. And I think some of the real power lies in that, you as the financial coaches and counselors and educators really get to sit one-on-one with people who might be a potential customer and really decide with them if our product is the right solution for their individual financial situation. So not only is it our nonprofits valuable to us in that aspect, but you guys also get you have so many great stories and so much great feedback to share as well from your interactions with the local community, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, well, thank you for that shout out, Lauren.
Of course.
I agree. We do great work, and I think we're really excited to have you among other organizations that are profit-driven, partnering with us to make sure that not just on the service side, but on the product side, there are products that fit the needs of people. And I have time today to share details about the product, about your new up-and-coming secured credit card. And I will, as mentioned at the beginning of this session, be sharing a recording of this so that it can be available to anybody who was unable to join us. I think this is an unbelievable resource. So please share it with whoever you can. And thank you again, Lauren, for your time.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a wonderful day, everybody.
Oh.
Thanks. Bye.